Quick disclaimer before this video begins. This video is not a statistics video or a video about my accomplishments, but rather about the tips and pieces of advice that I learned and utilized to help me get into Northwestern University. With that, let's begin. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Yanni Economos, and for those of you who don't know, I make videos about college, life, and anything in between. In this video, I'll be discussing 5 tips that can help increase your chances to get into Northwestern University. As the title suggests, there is no right answer to get into the university, as there are many paths and ways that you could take to get in. So just remember that the tips I explain in this video are not the right way to do it, but a possible way. So since this video is most likely being released on December 18th, which is the day that early decision results come out, I want to give a huge congratulations to the people who were accepted, but also a huge reassurance to the ones who were deferred or rejected. A theme that will be basically continued in this video all throughout is that a big part of the admissions process is the idea of leaving it up to chance. So just because you may have not gotten in yet, or maybe not at all, that doesn't mean that it's over. Just always know better things are yet to come. With that, let's go to our tips. Number 1. Fill out the details in your whole application. Now I know, this may seem kind of obvious and obviously what they always tell you in high school, but just hear me out. In the common application, for one, there are a lot of different sections that could be overlooked or just not seen when you're actually sending your application. A big one of this, especially in this year, 2020, is the COVID essay. The COVID essay is, I think, a 250-word limit essay where you could explain how COVID-19 affected your family life, personal life, or your life with school and basically your education, how it impacted it. Definitely fill this out, especially if it did really impact your life, because it will only help your application. Filling out details like this can really help you in the long run, as the Committee of Northwestern will see that you are taking charge and actually looking at all the details in your application. This essay is embedded in the additional information section of the writing portion in your Common App. Tip 2. Emphasize the areas that are most important to you. Northwestern wants to see why you as an applicant are different from the others, so show them. Talk about a couple, maybe 2 or 3 specific areas that are very dear to your heart. I'll give you an example. When I was writing my application, I talked about all the things I did in high school, but I really zeroed in on my community service and leadership skills. By doing this, I basically showed them that while I am well-rounded and I was a part of many different things in high school and outside of high school, I really focused and cared most about the things that I did in my community and the leadership that I presented in my school and outside my school. Basically, what they want to see is that while you are well-rounded, you are also caring about and kind of spending your time towards something that is of real importance to you, and that could be important in the real world as well. By doing this and showing these specific things and emphasizing them, Northwestern will see that you are someone who cares about the big picture, but also the smaller one in hand too. Number 3, update your application. Now this is especially important for people who may have just gotten deferred or who have gotten deferred. But when I say update your application, it means throughout the year. And what I'm really saying is that you want to stay in close contact with Northwestern after you get deferred. A deferral, as I'm sure many of you might already know, is basically just the idea that Northwestern wants to move your application to another cycle so that they could take another look at it and really make a decision later on. What this usually means is that you're going to be compared with the people in the regular decision pool. So it might mean that it's going to be a bigger pool, but it also might mean that your chances can increase. What I always say is to do a letter of continued interest. What this is basically you write a letter. It could be in Google Docs, Word, whatever. But what you do is you write a letter and you talk about the things that have occurred since you applied. So let's say you get a new award, a new honor, new test scores, a new recommendation, or really anything that can improve your application. Talk about that, throw it in there, and send it to Northwestern so they could have another piece of information that they can evaluate you with when a regular decision comes around. I think this is one of the best and underrated details that people don't use enough, and I think this will definitely help you get in. Number 4, get an interview. This is a big boost to your application, and it's something that could really help you because it will allow Northwestern and the alumni person giving the interview to put a face to your application. A lot of people tend to look away from the interview because they may be kind of nervous, which is understandable, or they might feel that they don't have great communication skills, which again is understandable. But the truth is that an interview could really only help you. Like I said, you will most likely be assigned to an alumni from the university. For me, I know last year I was assigned to an alumni. We met in Evanston at a small coffee shop, and our interview was really just a conversation. You did hear that right. It was a conversation and really not a Q&A, let's say. What happened was the interview itself flowed so naturally and easily that it made it feel like it was a conversation. But in reality, we were asking questions to each other, but also answering them. So while it may seem like an interview is terrifying and very scary, and I understood that, I felt that in my first one, at the end, it really is just a conversation. That doesn't mean go in there thinking that you're just going to talk about whatever. What it means is go in there with confidence, go in there with poise, but also go in there with already having a knowledge of the school, but also about yourself. Now that may sound weird, but what I really mean here is learn about the facts of the school, but know the facts about yourself even more. The interviewer will most likely ask you about things in the school that you want to do or why you want to go to the school, but also in your life, what happened and how you can contribute to the school as an applicant and as a person who can be admitted. This is really important because the interviewer wants to see what you will say and how you can actually contribute to the university. That's a big thing when we're talking about the admissions process. So if you go in there with the confidence and poise that you have, which I know you all do, and you already have some knowledge of Northwestern, and you know about yourself enough to talk about the things that you can contribute, then it's going to be golden and you'll be perfect. So that's why I always say to schedule an interview, even if you are not sure what's going to happen, it's always better because I believe that it can always help you and it could always improve your chances of getting in. All right, and finally, tip 5, believe in yourself. Now I know this isn't really a tip because a tip is really something that's a piece of information that can help you, but this is also a piece of advice that I always give. It's a simple one, and it's this. You have worked so hard to apply to the school. You have worked so hard throughout the year, especially in a time where we don't even know what's going to happen. We barely know our future. That it's even more impressive that you all can do this. So I always say that if you go in there and you submit your application, you finish all the requirements, you do everything, and all that's left to do is wait and be patient, believe in yourself, and have the confidence to know that the hard work that you put into this application, the sweat and the tears that you basically threw on this little thing that could really determine your college acceptance or rejection, which does sound scary, I know, but just know that whatever happens, you gave it your all, and know that a rejection is not the end of the world. All right, it's not the end of the world because the potential and the greatness inside of you will never be gone. So, like I said many times in this video, there is no right answer to how to get into Northwestern University. There's too many factors. There's too much of the idea of a chance that plays into the decision that can occur, and it's really just, it's something that you never really know what can happen. So my advice, my tips are just one possibility to help you improve your chances of getting in. Doesn't mean they're the right way to do it. Doesn't mean they're the only way to do it. It's just one way. So please take this, believe in yourself, know that you worked really hard to get here, and that you truly are great. All right, everyone, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it gave you some confidence, especially going into the new year, going into hopefully a year that brings a lot of positivity, a lot of acceptances for all of you, and just a lot of motivation. In the end, like I said, this video was to really give you some insight on how I believe you could really improve your chances of getting in. But again, it is only one way, and you all have specific original paths that will get you into Northwestern, and I'm sure of it. Please feel free to comment down below. Also, like the video, subscribe, share, and always remember to stay motivated.